Hello, everybody. Our today's session is on listening of PTE academic, and the question type is highlight incorrect words. What are highlight incorrect words? In PT highlight incorrect words, in this particular question type, you will hear an audio, and at the same time, you will see the transcript on the screen. Your task is to identify the words which are incorrect and highlight them. You can highlight them by clicking on them. You will get full marks if you highlight all the incorrect words. Let us see some tips. Tip number 1, you are given 10 seconds before the recording begins. Obviously, you cannot read word for word. What you can do is skim the transcript. Tip number 2, focus on the words that give you information. For example, nouns, verbs, adjectives. Like in case of nouns, we have economy. In case of adjectives, we have industrial. In case of verbs, we have manufactured. Decide what the general topic is. This will help you to pick out the words which do not fit in this area. As you read and listen, you can figure out what is wrong. Tip number 3. In this item type, you have to select the wrong words as the text is read. Don't try to make notes as you listen. It is impossible for you to make notes. It won't work. Tip number 4. Now move the cursor along in the screen as the words are spoken and click on the words that sound different from the words on the screen. Tip number 5. Do not click again and again and again. You click once, it's highlighted. You click again, it is unhighlighted or de-highlighted. If you miss a couple of words in the recording, don't go back, go forward. If you go back, you will miss the next of the recording. Doesn't make sense. Let's practice it now. I'm giving you 10 seconds here to read. Now I'll play.
So far in our discussion of chemical reactions, we have assumed that these reactions only go in one direction, the forward direction, from left to right as we read it in an equation. That's why our arrow points from left to right. Reactants react together to make products. However, this is not exactly how things occur in nature. In fact, practically every chemical reaction is reversible, meaning the products can also react together to reform the reactants that they were made of. So instead of writing that single arrow facing from left to right, a more appropriate symbol would be a double arrow, one going from left to right and one going from right to left. Reactants are continuously reacting to form products, but at the same time, as those products are formed, they remake the reactants. They're both going simultaneously, forming each other. This is what we would call a state of equilibrium.
Now these are the answers. Equations, arrow, reality, right, top, produce, equality. Practice session 2. Again, I'm giving you 10 seconds. I'll play the recording. Keep on thinking about the incorrect words.
I think the importance of creativity today really reflects a fundamental shift in the nature of the economy. You know, in the old days, wealth was created because in the industrial era, you manufactured something, you got economies of scale, you had long production runs, you were really efficient. You know, you could get a Model T any color just so long it was black, right? So there was standardization. And there was a whole set of assumptions about how to manage, how to create an organization, you know, a typical kind of hierarchical organization to make sure that things ran smoothly. Well, that may be great for a relatively stable era of history, relatively stable, but now things are fundamentally unstable. And so we need less economies of scale and more economies of discovery, which means that the management approach, the organizational approach, has got to shift as well.
This is the answer. Rift, everything, effective, centralization, presumptions, will, functionally, and recovery. Thank you so much.